Sam Barber, thanks for taking the time. Before we get into the Big 12 tournament coming up, you had the All Academies last weekend.
All Armed Forces, yeah. So it's our active duty forces wrestling, inter-service competition between Navy, Army, and the Air Force. So it was great. And we had athletes here from all branch services. So the Navy team is compiled of Marines and Coast Guard and Navy, and then Army. Obviously, they had all their Army guys, and we had in the Space Force, we had Air Force team, we had Space Force guys, Air Force guys. So it was great, to see those inter-service competitions. Also, a lot of high energy, a lot of rivalry, a lot of emotion in those matches, which is great. So we were grateful to host that, grateful for Air Force Sports allowing us to do that, and then grateful for All Armed Forces Sports for letting us have that championship. And then on a high note, the Air Force team qualified 4 athletes for the Olympic trials, 2 of those being Sydney Flores and Vinny Dolce, who are former cadets here. So we'll have, coming up in April for the Olympic trials, we'll have 3 guys from our team, from our program, going and competing at the Olympic trials, which is a big deal. It's important, right? We recruit and say, hey, you can come here and you can compete at the highest level, and now we got 3 guys that are going to go and try and punch tickets to Paris. So it was a great event. We were excited to host it, and we're really grateful for that opportunity.
Absolutely. And speaking of competing at the highest level, got your whole team getting ready for Big 12s this weekend. What's the mindset going in? Obviously, there's some guys who are wanting to try and get into the NCAAs, and there's other guys who maybe have already punched their ticket, but right now it's just wrestle.
Yeah, our whole season's been based on growth and development, and we started back in November, and 100% to the man, all 10 weight classes. We've no doubt gotten better each week, each guy. So with that, then I think we're really in a good place for Saturday and Sunday to put our best wrestling on the mat, put our work on display, and go out there and do some great things. So we've wrestled some of these guys through the Big 12 season, and like where we were when we wrestled those guys, we're not the same athlete we are today. And I think there's a lot of excitement in the program. There's a lot of just ready to go. Can't wait to go put the work on display to compete at the highest level. The Big 12 conference is one of the toughest conferences in the country, and we're going to be in weight classes with returning All-Americans and national champions and world champions, and we're really excited for those opportunities to go out and compete against the best, because when you do that, that's a great opportunity for you to be the best version of yourself, right? To put your best effort on the mat, produce your best result, and then walk away from this either for the year, or if some of these guys, we're going to have 6 seniors, right? 6 seniors in our program. This is going to be their last Big 12 championship, and I know they're excited to go make this their best Big 12 championship, and to look forward to when I look back on our last conference tournament, hey, that was my best performance, and it led to an additional 2 weeks to my season where I'm going to Kansas City and I'm competing on the national stage to be an All-American and national champion.
You got Wyatt and Sam and Giano, obviously up higher in the rankings. Do you talk to the guys who to not get too big-headed? Obviously, it's pretty hard to do that in the Big 12 because every wrestler's good. But what do you say to those guys?
Really the approach is the same. We don't make the Big 12s be out something bigger than it is, right? It's every single match that we have every year, because of the qualification process and the coaches rank and the RPI, meant they're all important. So, this match is not anymore. This tournament, this competition, these matches aren't any more important or less important than anything we've wrestled in all year. So it's really good to stay grounded that way and just focus on putting your best effort on there and being who you are every time, and that consistent performance. Again, we can't rise to a level that we haven't competed at or trained at. So we've put in the work. The guys have trained. They've produced the results on a national stage. Now they just go do it again this weekend, and they do it again in 2 weeks. So in a lot of ways, you need your best performance this week to extend your season, but we're really looking to peak here in Kansas City for the national championship. So yeah, I don't think it serves the athlete well, and I think our guys are good. We've spent a lot of time on the mental side of the sport to make this out to be something bigger than it is, right? Every single match, we want to go out, we want to be our best, we want to have our best performance, we want to execute in the areas we do. We want to represent, the Air Force Academy, the Air Force, the American flag that's on our back. Who we are anywhere is who we are everywhere, and that shows up more in any place than how we compete. So how we compete and who we are, a lot more important than, I guess, making this out to be something bigger than it is. I know the guys are going to show up and do what they do, and I know we're in a place where our bodies are healthy and we're excited, and we're going to go out and put our best performance on the mat.
wrestling fans want to show up too, Air Force wrestling fans, and I'm sure they have a good contingent out there.
Yeah, we have a great group. We got a suite again for our alumni, our booster. That's sponsored by our Air Force Regional Training Center. I know we got maybe around 100 other fans that are showing up there to support the Falcons. Tulsa's been good to us, and that there's a strong military support network there. So when we're not wrestling, maybe their team, we get plenty of support. Being America's team, wrestling those guys. And then if you're out there, we have a social on Sunday. So from 3 o'clock to 6 at Neff Brewing Company. So if you want to come, hang out with the team, obviously, hopefully we'll have some guys that will just stop in and say hi, and then head back to the hotel and get ready to wrestle in the finals that night. But you'll get to interact with the team, interact with the coaches, interact with other Falcon fans, along our long blue line of our alumni, our parents. It's just a great group of people that are going to be there supporting Air Force Wrestling. So stop by again on Sunday, the 10th at 3 o'clock at Neff Brewing.
Perfect. Sam, thanks. Good luck at the championships.
I appreciate it. Thanks.